Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So guys, as usual, I'm minding my own business on Instagram. When I run into this video, let's check it out.
I just had like the craziest, saddest thought. I'm in the stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies and find love, and I had another talking phase yet again fall through. And my friend was like, you'll meet the one day, don't give up. But now I'm at a point where I hope I don't, because what happens if I meet him and he wants kids and I'm too old to not be able to give him any? So it's easier for me to say I don't want kids. Having like a weird existential crisis. I don't know why I'm posting this on TikTok, but I think I need to know I'm not alone.
All right, so you guys heard it for yourself, man. There was a lot she said in that video. But guys, I want you to pay attention. I don't know if you guys saw that. There's a caption at the top of the video there. She's talking about the last guy who she was in a talking phase with, which basically just means, my man busted those cheeks, right? And left her high and dry. I'm sorry, but it says his name began with a J and he's an Aquarius, should have known better. So zodiac signs. What is it about women and zodiac signs? I cannot take a woman seriously who takes those signs too seriously. Red flag number one, right? You see, her mind is not based in reality and facts. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the real reason she's crying. She's finally realized she's hit the wall, and she says, I hope I'm not alone. No, you're not. There are millions of you. You can take some comfort in knowing that there are literally millions of women who are in this exact same situation, right? She's not crying because she won't be able to have a family. No. She's crying because she's realized that she can't lock down the high value type of man who she wants and will have to settle. Pay attention, man. That's what's happening here. The thought of settling with the simp, a beta male, a man who she doesn't view as attractive, right? Who doesn't fit in her ideal income bracket. That's why women cry when it comes to these situations. Because I guarantee you, this chick's not like a bad looking chick at the end of the day. She has plenty of guys who are hitting on her, want to take her out on a date. Most likely, she's turned him down. Up until 30 years old, she's been chasing Tyrone. She's been chasing unrealistic standards. All right, so guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a chick in her 30s who is in a shit situation, complaining about the lack of options. And then I'm going to play you her younger version self, right? Hypothetically speaking, an example of what she probably used to think like when she was young and when she should have capitalized on her man. Check it out.
Let's talk about this because this is literally so true. I'm so tired of seeing beautiful women wasting their time with literal losers. I want to see any of y'all settling in 2022. Let's do better, ladies.
All right, guys, so I just played the younger version of that first chick, right? That's how she probably used to think like when she was younger. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. You deserve the best. This stuff, it's like, it's too predictable, man. It's just too predictable that over and over again, we see it happening. Women set unrealistic standards. They chase these guys who are not good for them. But hey, I know they don't want to hear that. They don't like that coffee.
This coffee smells like shit.
Let's check out this next video.
I understand I'm older, but that's not my issue, right? I'm not going to have a problem there.
Do you understand that as a single mother, your value as a woman is less than somebody who does not have kids? And if you're looking at 20, you're soon to be 30 years old, the men who will be looking for what you're looking for aren't looking for you. They're looking for women who are much younger than you and who do not have kids. Do you acknowledge that? Do you understand that?
Even affluent women who have a child by themselves or who get divorced tend to drop down the socioeconomic hierarchy a fair bit.
Yes, guys, that was Michaela Peterson with Rolla Tomasi. Michaela is daughter of Jordan Peterson, for those of you guys who don't know, but I think most people know that. even she had a hard time accepting this reality. I will give her props for not being as emotional during the interview with Rollo, but she definitely resorted to emotional attacks, especially when she went back to the roommates and got on that podcast and started talking about how men are hurt who spread this type of information about women. And it's not false information. These are facts. If you are a woman in your 30s, you don't have the same options you do, right? And now Michaela is struggling to find a man. It doesn't matter how successful you are as a woman. It doesn't matter how successful she is. It doesn't even matter how attractive she is. So let's check out the younger version of Michaela Peterson. I know her background is a little bit different, but I'm just using this as a prototype to represent different types of women who, when they were younger, didn't capitalize and had no direction to understand that they needed to prepare for a man. Let's check it out.
I love telling guys no. I love telling them no when they're like, hey, let me take you out for a drink. No. Let me buy you dinner. No. Hey, you want to hang out? Absolutely not. No, I don't. Because guys don't hear no enough. They don't. I promise you, any guy, he does not hear no enough. And guess what? When it comes from you, you pretty little thing, it's going to rock his world because his ego, down the drain, gone. Because, like I said, they just don't hear enough. They can't handle it. And it brings me so much satisfaction to just be like, yeah, no, like, you're not it. Sorry. And then just like, but anyone wants to. And it's like, no, I don't. And it just, I don't know. So, if you have a guy in your life that you're just like, I need to pipe him down a little bit, this is your sign to tell him no. This is your sign to tell him no. Okay? All right. Go be toxic. I love you.
Go be toxic. I love you. Okay, so maybe she was joking, but I don't think so. There's a lot of truth to what she's saying. I see a lot of this when back in the days when I used to like going to clubs to pick up women. And I say pick up women because till this day, I believe the club is the biggest scam to man, deceiving them into thinking you might get laid that night when most women are just there to turn you down for their own self-esteem, to boost their own self-esteem. That's where I see women really practicing that. Just tell them no. Most women in clubs get a satisfaction from like dressing, revealing, you know, she's got the short skirt and the cleavage is all hanging out. And she knows she's going to turn you down. A lot of women think like that. Not even just younger women like her, but a lot of older women think that men don't hear no enough. The guys are just out here like slaying women left and right. And that's because the only men that women see are the men that they're willing to give attention and time to. When she says men don't hear no enough, it's because the only men she deals with are the guys who have options. Right? Are the guys who are getting laid. The top 20% of men who most women find attractive. Which is why when you tell a woman that like most guys don't get laid that often, right? They're not out here busting cheeks the way you think they are. They're surprised. They're shocked. They think all men are dogs. No. All men want to be dogs. Only a few amount of them can be dogs. But, you know, will they be dogs if given the opportunity? Hell yeah. So there you guys go. There's that younger version of Michaela Peterson for you there. By the way, guys, I'm a huge supporter of Jordan Peterson, and I do have respect for their whole family and everything that they do, but did think it was a little bit disingenuous in how she kind of presented Rollo on the Roommates podcast. That being said, let's move on.
Is it me, or do us females always be attracted to the guy that shows us the least respect, least interest, and least attention? Is super emotionally unavailable, wants to be affectionate when he wants to be affectionate, doesn't know how to pick up the phone, texts back when he feels like texting the back.
Listen, guys, take your notes. She's telling you what she likes. She's telling you what women like. Number one, men who treat them like shit. And for women to say, oh yeah, you treat me badly, that just means that you've got some self-respect and you put yourself first in most cases, right? Don't put her on a pedestal, not a simp. And then she goes on to say, text me whenever he wants to. is emotionally unavailable, a man who's not easily triggered, a man who maintains frame. Let's keep going.
And it's probably talking like 80 different ones. But when it comes to the good guy, it's giving very much, no thank you. I don't want this one. Why do we set ourselves up every time? I'm not understanding. It's like we really only like the that don't give a about us. Literally. Like, no giving. That's the one I want. The one that does not give a about me.
I got to give this young lady props for keeping it real. Most women won't admit to this. But she just told you she wants the guy who cares the least about her. The good guy, the nice guy she does not want. And she says, why do we set ourselves up like this and end up like the woman I played earlier who's crying because she can't find anybody? And even though this chick admitted to this, chances are she won't wise up. She will continue that same cycle and eventually end up crying about it on Instagram. Let's keep going.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
And there you guys have it. This is the problem and the struggle with most women. They don't know what to choose. Should I pick the stable guy or should I pick the guy who's gonna bust the cheeks right? Come on. That's the crisis that these women are in. And she doesn't want to settle. She wants it all. Why? Because she's been in the streets, right? Which is why it's dangerous, man. You're out here in the streets experiencing all types of joysticks. And the man who you need to settle for may not be the freak that you need him to be, right? But of course, you can have it all. They don't settle because they want that horse pecker, right? These women are turned out. They want that horse pecker. They can't choose. Oh, shoot. Last video. Let's check it out.
Stop trying to hold marriage over women's heads as if it's something to look forward to. It's not. Okay? Why aren't you married? Because everybody's husband is in my DM. I don't have time.
I just spilled coffee all over myself. All right, guys. So there's two ways I see a lot of women who are in their 30s kind of struggling to lock down the mythical soulmate, which they think they're going to be able to attain. There's two types of women. There's the one type of woman who we saw earlier who's going to cry about it. Then there's the one that just gets bitter, right? Like, stop acting like everybody wants to get married. We know you want a husband. You're not fooling us. But that's the two types, right? They either get really emotional and spend literally, I've seen this myself, like with older women, the rest of their lives complaining about loneliness and crying, or they're just bitter and they're that like rich auntie, vibes. And those are two ways women choose to go on and cope with it. It's hard for me to feel sorry for a lot of these women because in all honesty, it's not a matter of them not being able to find a man who will marry them. It's that they want a man of a certain caliber, of a certain earning potential, and they don't think that they should lower their standards. This all simply comes down to the same thing, women overvaluing themselves. I guarantee you, if you asked each and every one of these women in their 30s to describe their soulmate that they're waiting for, it will be a guy who would probably put them in a rotation. Why? Because they're overvaluing themselves. They have mouths. They've been used up, right? Listen, the delusion is scary. The delusion is unreal. Hey guys, let me know what you guys thought of the content down below. As always, keep working on yourself, keep improving, and thank you for tuning into this episode of The Coffee Pod. Guys, I'm out. Peace.